Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome back for another EVE Online video, and in today's video I want to give you guys another update on my industry experiments that are going on in the game. So we'll take a quick trip over to the right arrow, see what I'm producing at the moment, and see what types of results we have, because I am making these videos after I do a first initial trade run just to scope out my new idea, my next set of items that I'm trying to make. I'm also still trying to do that daily run to and from Jita with some exploration loot, but I must also be honest, in the last couple of days I have not been lucky with exploration. I found some good sites, none of them dropped any worthwhile loot. Still, I had such a good time just a while ago that I can still transport 100 million on every run and then come back with plenty of resources. So a couple of good days in exploration can basically make the week or a couple of weeks go by before you need more if you want to stay basically ISK neutral, which I'm not doing at the moment. I've got some extra plans in the work as well. Extra idea here, let's perhaps put these BPCs down here as well. Potentially we could try to make them as well, but on this one I'll show you guys what I'm producing at the moment. All of these should be ready for delivery, and this is what I tried out. So we've got medium shield extender, inertia stabilizers, energized armor layering membrane, another large shield extender, the missile guidance system, and then some of the missiles. These sell a lot better than the projectile ammo and the hybrid ammo at the moment, except for tungsten charges. Those are doing some pretty crazy things as well. So let's just get started. Everything has been delivered, and then I can show you guys some of my latest market transactions, I think. So let's get started with what I find. First thing that I should perhaps notice, you can see here, latest thing to sell are some more curators. I do make a bit of a profit on that, but drones are just not working out. Most of them you're producing at or close to a loss. And then here, these guys have been up for, I think, close to 10 days before I actually got rid of them. Now, maybe that's a bit too much, but close to a week for sure before I actually sold 100 curators, which is a single job, which is very easy and very quick to make. So, yeah, it's just perhaps you could dedicate a single job job line or something like that for drones, but more than that I really don't think it's going to work out. Here, for instance, we do have the medium shield extenders selling for almost 35,000 ISK, and so if I put these in the job here, we've got production 365 and then double that, which is at an estimated price of, well, you have to divide it by 20. So that is going to be 300,000 ISK. I usually try to put up my first sell orders competitive compared to the market, but always try to be higher than the average amount that you see calculated by the system. So here, pretty damn nice profit, I think. 365,000 production, and probably, if we look at this price, around 700,000 in actual sale there. Now, I got rid of all 20 of these, and this is 24 hours ago. So I do try to stay on top of experiments for new items. And so this one is, I think, a pretty good winner. It's also, I think, an item that is often used in PvP. If you're looking for a cheap shield extender, something like that is definitely something that gets chosen. And so here, I think, I only made 20 of them though. So what we're going to experiment with now is maybe double the production or go straight to 50. Just to try and get a decent round number and see if I can still sell those in short order. But I'm definitely feeling that difference. Munitions, especially missiles, lots of movements. I usually sell all of that in 24 hours. It's not the case right now, but let's see what actually remains. Inferno cruise missiles, almost sold basically. Then we have Inferno heavy missiles. I've basically been overproducing that a little bit, and then a Mjolnir heavy missiles as well. But the torpedoes are doing well, and then here, of course, phased plasma L, the tungsten charges. Ooh, that's too bad, because some of those managed to sell at that price. That was actually great. So, yeah, that's first of all, so the medium shield extender. Let's take a look at the inertia stabilizer. 18 of those sold here. I think the others will have sold down there. And what are we talking about here? Almost 16,000 per unit. I made 20 again. So, yeah, here again, look at the input, 163, output estimated at 300, but it's actually, considering this, closer to 310 or something like that. So definitely a nice margin, and I think I got rid of all of them, unless there's still any of them here. Nope. So we can try 50 on this one as well. Try to basically make a little bit more ISK, which is almost double the input. I'd say that that's pretty good. Large shield extender. I am curious about that one. That could be good as well. Let's see if I can find it in the list. Otherwise, we'll have to go look for it. Large shield extender. Only one of them sold here. So do we still have... No, all of them must have sold. So down here, and I've been selling them at 44,000 ISK pretty much. So here again, let's do that. Average estimated input 600,000, output 1 million, and that's for 20 of them. And I'm selling them, a lot below that price actually. So that should be around 50,000 per unit, and this is only 43,000 per unit. So I'm basically getting 840k. It's still profits, but it's not that much anymore after taxes and sales taxes and things like that. So this one, no, not that great. And yeah, now that I see the actual sell price and the estimated value of this one, I do recognize that I was basically forced by the market. If I wanted to sell them, I had to put up a competitive price, and that is not close to the average price that was estimated by the system. So that one is not a winner. Then we still have the Energized armor layering membrane, and that is not great because there they are, still 19 out of 20 of those left. So I'm not going to keep producing these babies. I'm actually gonna move that in here because it's either not worth it or it takes too long to turn these over. So we're not going to keep producing these missiles. So the Inferno cruise missiles, Inferno heavy missiles, and the Mjolnirs. Yeah, this is not working out that well either. I thought we would do better because we've basically been overproducing, more competition coming to the market, and as a result, we're just not unloading any of these anymore. They're still at a nice profit, but you need to sell, of course. So we're gonna leave these a little while, and then we are going to take one quick look at the tungsten charges because that was like exceptional, I think. Let's see if I can find any of those sales like that for tungsten charge L loads. So I have been able to sell these at 99 ISK and 102 ISK, and I'd seen that the price had risen. And if you put these in here, input price is 600k and 1.1 million. This must have caught up because that seems about right. And that is not bad, right? Less than 600,000 inputs, estimated value, output, practically doubled that, and I was very easily selling that. But unfortunately, as always, the EVE market is super fast. I managed to sell some, as you can see here, at these extended prices. Someone else must have come in as well, because trying to sell more at 99,000 is just not working out at the moment. So what do I have left here? We've got Fusion L. That is 1.1 million for 1.5 million estimated. I would say that that is definitely worth an attempt as well, especially since I'm not seeing them in these lists. Inferno cruise missiles, nope, still have too many on the market. Inferno heavy missiles, same thing. Mjolnir heavies as well, and the Scourge ones are selling really well. So we are going to put up, if I make a profit here, 1.1 to 1.7, not bad. Definitely want to start that job. And then for this 700k to 1.2 million, Scourge looks to be the winner for now. Let's grab all of these in the fleet hangar. Missile, yeah, we've had all of these, except for maybe the missile guidance system. Yep, there it is here. All right, one final one that I need to take a look at. Let's take a quick look here, if I can find them. Missile guidance system selling for almost in a full batch, so that's nice, for 16,500 ISK. So here again, let's take a quick look at the results here. Only 96,000 to produce, 330,000 estimated. Divide that by 20. We are talking 160, something like that. Yeah, pretty close to that price, and that is definitely nice profit, right? This compared to this is more than 3 times the value. We're gonna run 50 of these and see if I can keep selling all of these as well. And yeah, so this is basically the update for modules. I have to be honest, my library of blueprints is definitely lacking. It's something that I'm finding out here, but you do, I think, see a trend. Stuff that you can expect to be useful in PvP, in cheap PvP ships like shield extenders, missile guided system, so probably all of the weapon upgrades and things like that. Those will be in pretty heavy demand. Once you go into more specific stuff, let's see, I wanted to go back to these orders, market orders, into more specific stuff like an energized armor layering membrane, probably more useful in PvE. You're just not going to get rid of that quickly enough to make it worth it. The stabilizers, I think, are also quite often used in PvP, so those could be quite good. I'm not sure about armor reps and shield reps, maybe, but usually fleet doctrines, I think, go with logis and have more of a passive tank. So yeah, I think the big lesson here for me is you need to do lots of scoping. There's definitely ISK to be made in the modules, but you'll have the better turnover, I think, when you focus on popular items for PvP fittings rather than PvE fittings. And that does mean that I think it basically limits your options quite a little bit, because I mean, there's shields, there's in armor, there's gonna be like armor extenders, I think that could be pretty good, but other than that, I mean, all resistance items, they're very rarely used in PvP. Actually, people usually go for buffer and things like that. So that does mean that you need the right items in order to find those that make you a lot of risk. I am going to keep these blueprints in here just because I've been able to sell so many of them, and all of them still at a really good price that we are going to keep that. But I'm definitely going to experiment with some other stuff. Let's take a quick look at the ancillaries. If I can make those, I do have the resources. 274 estimated input and 1.1 million. Well, we're definitely, can I make more of them? We're gonna make all of these, which should turn 1.4 million into 6 million ISK. That is something that I had completely forgotten about, all these BPCs that do drop, I think in data and relic sites as well, in HiSec. Well, look at that margin. That looks pretty interesting. Definitely one that we are going to try as well. And X large ancillary shield booster, obviously PvP related item, something that lots of PvP fits, I think, will want to use. And so I do expect that we'll be able to get close to that price for these 5 extra large shield extenders. So yeah, that's the next leg. I think I'm starting to see a bit more of a picture there where I can dedicate maybe 5 or 6 of my jobs to munitions, and then keep the other 5 to start experimenting with. I already have some modules, as you can see here, that are definitely going to run a profit, but I do think with the 50 in works now that we are going to immediately run into, you're making too much for the market. And so I'm going to try to, I think, keep 5 or maybe even 6 of them to keep experimenting, keep diversifying, perhaps look into small ships, look into whatever else I can find that could be interesting and that definitely has this nice upgrade, this nice margin between production cost and estimated price. And like that, we're gonna try to keep making a little bit of ISK on top of our exploration ISK through industry. So far, I'm absolutely enjoying it. And yeah, taking those daily trips to Jita is definitely, in my opinion, paying off both in ISK and in experience. So that's exactly what we are going to do. I'm going to unload these 2 blueprints back in my library, take a quick look if there's any other interesting ones, and then we're gonna try to sell in Jita again. But for now, thank you very much for watching, guys. Good luck with your industry, and I'll see you all next time.